Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 21 of the March Daily Draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Tarot of Dragons, followed by an Oracle card from the Dragon Path Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. And our card today is, we'll go here. And we have the Lovers. So to me, this is always about commitment, serious commitment, dedication, consecration of ourselves to our journey, to our path, to another person, perhaps, to a project, to some endeavor, some undertaking that we're committing to. But it's not something trivial, it's something with far-reaching implications. And I just love this with water and earth, sort of blending the different elements coming together. It's almost a yin and yang type of thing. You've got the storks or the ibises, whatever they are here, the two of them here. It's the joining of two elements together. It's I love like the two fish. It just reminds me of the sign for Pisces. It's got all of that element. It's bringing the different things together in a way that's going to bring balance as well. This is about balance, integrating the two parts of something. And it can even be in our inner integration, finding balance and integration within ourselves of the different elements within us, and consecrating every part of ourselves and committing to ourselves first and foremost. We've been talking about self-confidence, dedicating that confidence to whatever desire or goal or vision that we have for our journey, for our life purpose, and that this is part of that dedication and that consecration to it. But the message of this card is making sure that we understand the nature of the commitment and what that commitment's going to involve, and are we prepared to do what that commitment requires of us. This is not something we are to suddenly sign up to quickly, impulsively, without any thought, and then later realize that we've taken on too much. Or it's something that if we'd have looked at it a bit more closely to start with, we may not have started upon that venture or that agreement, or that we might not have signed that particular contract. We might not have agreed to do a certain thing, because if we'd have done our due diligence, if I can get the word out, if we could do that first. And yes, there may still be an element of risk, or but if we understand that at the beginning, if we factor that in, if we know what this entails, and it does entail an element of risk, right? If we're prepared to take that risk, if we're prepared for that, then that's still, we've done the right preparation, and it's us to choose then whether we're ready to meet that requirement. But if we just jump in without even realizing, that what's involved and that there may be a risk, and if we'd have known that, we wouldn't have been prepared to have done it, then it's too late, because we've jumped in, we've signed up. It may not be, once we've committed, it may not be so easy to get out of that commitment. There's that old phrase about marriage, isn't there, where people get married, which is like a contract, which is to one another, and it's like, marry in haste, repent at leisure. Once you've done the deed and you realize you've made a mistake, well, even though it's possible to separate as a couple, we have divorce, in the legal system. It's not always immediate, and there are costs to it, and you can't just immediately come out of it, and as I say, there'll be consequences to it. So what this card says is, by all means, dedicate yourself to something, commit to something, whether it's to a person, to a project, to a spiritual path, to some sense of purpose towards your goals. Commit to yourself as well is an important thing, but understand what's in the implications of that commitment, and then decide whether or not you are prepared to fulfill what's required. And if you are, then fair enough, go for it if that's what you want, as long as you understand what it is you're committing to. And that's always, to me, the key point of this card is understand what it is you're committing to, and making sure that you are prepared to commit to those things before you make the commitment. Make that decision, make that assessment before you commit, because once you've committed, it's going to be too late then to suddenly realize, if only I'd thought about this a bit more. So a considered commitment is what this is about. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Okay, here we go. And we have Divine Feminine. So, how does this relate to it? Well, the Divine Feminine, think a bit more carefully. Don't jump in. Follow your gut as well. Don't ignore that. Your gut feeling may be giving you warning signals. Part of the Divine Feminine is that intuition. That's, we always describe it as feminine intuition. That the divine gives to you. That's that gut feeling. If you have a gut feeling about committing to something that's a little bit off, even if everything else seems fine and your mental assessment, your rational assessment seems fine, but your gut says something else, don't ignore that gut feeling. At least explore it and see what could be lying behind it before you make that commitment. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow at the end of the week for day 22. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.